I'm Chelsea,
And I'm Peyton.
and this is
States away.
welcome.
We're in our matching cardigans.
Because it's almost Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day week. So when this is posted, it's gonna be like 2 days away.
Mhm. Guys,
Uh,
I played Just Dance last night, and I actually my arms and my shoulders hurt,
I
literally.
I can't go full out in Just Dance because I always hurt myself.
Oh,
I'm dying a little, so you guys are gonna have to deal with like the sick voice. Hopefully, it's not picking up on camera as much as it is in person because, or not on camera, but like on recording because it's not good.
yeah. I swear it's like we've been hexed by somebody. We keep joking that someone hexed us because we were both sick, as we've mentioned before, and then we were just starting to get better, and then all of a sudden it was like, boom, sick again. And
The,
I'm not terrible, but I'm just fed up with being sick.
yeah, no, we got sick again, and then I fell up the stairs, and then Chelsea got covered in gasoline, and then I bonked my head off my railing on my bed, like to the point where I thought I cracked it open.
And I
But
bit the inside of both of my cheeks in the same day.
yeah.
Put a hole in both of them.
And then there was an incident today that I won't go into, but it was also tragic.
Oh, it was an incident, all right. No,
So,
poor
um,
Peyton.
yeah, it's been rough.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
and I went to Starbucks today expecting I was gonna get a free coffee because they were like, you get a free tall coffee for post
I
game
saw
day.
that.
And then it's just a plain coffee, like plain hot coffee or plain cold coffee, which is fine. I could have gotten that, added a little something to it. But I had a long day at work just because I was not feeling so great. And I was starting to get my ears were full of were all congested, so I couldn't hear super well. So I planned out in my head how to order this one specific drink. And
Mhm.
so once I was there was no turning back, no change of nothing. I was too scared to change my order because I couldn't think fast enough to figure out what to do. I was like, well, guess I'm paying $6 for a drink today. What to do?
I saw that and I was gonna go try it, but I figured it was probably gonna be like a plain coffee. And so I was like, oh,
Yeah, I ended up
yeah.
getting the hazelnut chocolate cold brew thing that they have. And it actually was pretty good. It actually was pretty good. So it was, it was nice. It was good. It was fine.
Okay, so week 5 was supposed to have a special guest, and then we had to push it off because we were both insanely busy this weekend, and I am dying. My voice is actually better than it has been. So, we had to push it off until hopefully next week.
Hmm.
So you have that to look forward to.
And that's gonna be really fun one. I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm really excited too.
I forgot my water somewhere in the house and I'm really sad.
Oh gosh. We
I
can.
was drinking so much water at school today at work that I drank my whole cup of water. I have one of the big Starbucks cups that I bring just to work. And I do not drink tap water, but I filled that thing up from the water fountain, the tap water from the fountain, and I
Mhm.
drank the entirety of that. That is how dry and thirsty I was, which is actually very extreme for me because I do not like tap water, do not touch tap water. I hate it. I'm such a bougie water, and not even bougie. I like Aquafina water. I like reverse osmosis filtered water because I don't like the chlorine and stuff in my water. My dad tested the water from our tap and it had enough chlorine in it for a swimming pool, and ever since then I can't get that out of my head, and I can taste that it tastes like something when it shouldn't, and I can't do it anymore, guys. Even if I just see it coming out of a tap, I can't drink it. I had to get it out of the water fountain because in my head somehow that was different, even though it's probably not. But I don't know. It's a whole thing. Anyway, can go, moving on.
I was eating French onion dip, and so it's like stuck in my teeth. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I do not have like a coherent thought right now. And I keep switching locations. Like, you guys are never gonna know where I am next. Because, like, sometimes I'm in my room, sometimes I'm in the library, sometimes I'm in this room. Like,
I'm always in the same place because
you
my
guys
life.
are never gonna know. Yeah, well, I live in like 8 different places, so no, it's only
I just
two.
realized there's a hole in my lampshade,
Oh no,
but only like the inside part. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but like,
you can't.
oh wait, wait.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it works though.
Okay, this episode is supposed to be shorter because my voice doesn't last so long and she's got crap to do.
Mm.
So, we kind of wanted to talk about a little, we kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl and how
And
much of a nightmare that was
yeah,
yesterday.
and the Grammys. I feel like we should start with the Grammys because it's
Okay,
in chronological order and like work up to the pain that we experienced last night. Because oh my gosh.
they
So
suck.
let's start small. Let's ease into the crazy.
Uh, okay. Taylor obviously didn't win anything at the Grammys, which I was a little upset about, but understandable because they picked Fortnite, and Fortnite is definitely
The weak link.
not. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Fortnite because I really like the song, but I feel like there are so many better songs on there. But it's
Yeah.
also a single, so I get it. But like,
I
I
think they only submit singles. I think that's how that works.
yeah,
I just feel like it was a little bit too like it wasn't like she writes some seriously good songs and I just feel like usually the ones she picks for a single are ones that are a little bit more repetitive, a little more poppy, a little bit more catchy, but those ones people also get sick of a little bit faster and aren't usually quite as like deep as some of her other like heart-wrenching songs. And I just think that she probably had more of a chance with one of those songs, but
but
given how some of the things were chosen, I don't know if the depth and talent matters.
even like I can do it with a broken heart though. Like that's a single, and that one's pretty freaking deep. Like,
Masterpiece.
yeah, like it's hidden behind like a little poppy song, but that song made me cry the first time I heard it.
Yeah, and I love that that's like literally the point is that like it's poppy. So if you just listen to it quick and don't pay attention, you won't know that it's actually pretty heartbreaking.
Like the most heartbreaking
Like
song she's ever
like
written.
and
Like,
like so artistically beautiful because that's the point is that like she's putting on a show and you would never guess that behind that is something that's actually like really really painful is that she's actually struggling but she would never let you know that and it's the same thing that you
mhm.
have to actually pay attention to the song to know that it's not yippee.
Yeah.
Oh
So even like that one, because I feel like Fortnite is so slow and it just like loses people's attention so
yeah.
quickly. And I like Fortnite. Like I think it's a great song. I think it's like the lyrics are great and like whatever. But I just feel like they're like almost I Can Do It with a Broken Heart would be a better choice for it. But I also don't know if they would be able to look past like the poppiness of it. Like even though that's their job, I still don't think that like
Yeah, I'm questioning the their capability to do their job well.
yeah, and they kept mentioning throughout the entire thing, well, 13,000 people voted on this. 13,000 people voted on this. What?
What was up with that?
It was like they were trying to remind you because in my mind, I thought the Grammys was like a group of old men like in a room, like probably like 30 people. And maybe not old men, but like just like 30 people in a room. But no, it's like 13,000 people. And I think they kept reminding people to be like, okay, these, like, they knew that people were going to question some of the things that people got, like, like, nominated for and, like, picked. And I think they kept being like, okay, well, 13,000 people picked it.
They
So,
felt the need to keep drilling that point in.
yeah, I think it was just like, okay, well, you're not gonna like this, but, like,
13,000 people said it was right, so
yeah.
I kept thinking it was weird. Like I was like, how interesting that it's 13,000. You know, my Swifty brain just was like wheels turning the whole time. But I'm with you on that because I honestly thought that the Grammys was decided by a board of people that was like a smaller group of people that were older, yes, that had been in the music industry for a long time.
Mhm.
People that were involved and really, really, really knew their way around the music industry. So knew a lot about
Which,
songwriting and musicianship and talent and like chord progressions and knew like what it takes to make a really good song and would have understood little things. Like for example, if someone used like a jazz chord progression and like a song that was like so not jazzy, but it made it very unique, would have picked up on that little bit of
which
like this
I'm,
person is smart to
yeah.
know that and do something more complex. Like, and this it just kind of seems like it's just a bunch of random people that it's just like let's
And
just
I'm
focus.
sure they like know music, but feel like I just thought it was like someone who could like all around knew music, and I feel like these people probably just like have a degree in it or something. Like I don't know. I just feel like they probably know about it, but like not to the extent that I
Yeah.
thought they knew about it. And so I don't know. Um,
Like I really thought it was like top tier, prestigious, classy, like this very like high end thing that women winning a Grammy was like a huge deal because really, really experienced people who really knew what they were talking about would be judging everything really, really harshly and with a really, really fine tuned ear and eye and would have been like really, really objective with it. Like, well, you wrote a song and everybody enjoyed it, but just being honest, it was a really basic chord progression with really repetitive lyrics that really didn't take that much to write. So, like, just because everyone liked it doesn't mean that it was truly a masterpiece and truly like an artful creation. Because, like, I thought that was like the point was that it was like a lot more
yeah.
high end. And this really has me questioning that, which, as a musician, as someone who wants to be a famous singer and wants to be on that stage winning those awards someday, that is so disheartening to me. It
Yeah,
really.
well, I feel like I'm not going to go into who I think should have won and who not. But I feel like I like Kendrick Lamar, and I feel like the diss track was good, but the fact that a diss track won a Grammy Award is so insane to me. And it is a good song, and it is put together so well, and it's funny, and like the references are great, and like whatever. But just like it's not even like the fact that like his song won. It's more of the fact that it's a diss track and it won a Grammy. Like I don't ever think of like diss tracks winning Grammys.
Almost feels like a sloppy like jab. Like maybe it was cool, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. But it's like okay, but it's not a serious, prestigious, like artful, like voila kind of thing. It's more just like having some fun with your music. And I never expected that to be like the Grammy winner. I honestly thought like, and I'm not saying this just because I'm a Swiftie, because I am a Swiftie, but there are many people aside from Taylor Swift that I thought was going to win and thought deserved to
Like
win.
Billie Eilish. I thought Billie Eilish would have won Album of the Year, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, or even like Sabrina Carpenter because she did step outside of like the pop a few times and then threw in a little bit of like some country touches and blending that. Like so many people go from country to pop, but to go from pop to like a little bit of country is a little bit crazy in the music industry. It really is. So that really was like a pretty bold step. I'm a little bit surprised that that wasn't like, that didn't like that wasn't like a bigger deal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I kind of thought to see more about that. But I really feel like the Tortured Poets department, when you actually sit down and pay attention to it, like I feel like it's something that you do have to listen to multiple times, but I feel like there's a lot of poeticism to it. Like it's very poetic. It's very deep. It's very like it's the lyrics aren't meant to be just some catchy song you listen to in your car. And they're meant to be like really, really serious, which is kind of exactly what I thought the Grammys was about.
And
So
I don't think the Torture Poets Department was meant to win a Grammy. And I love the album. It was on repeat. I don't think that, and obviously she doesn't make her albums to win Grammys, but I think she knew going into it that they weren't going to understand this.
which is kind
Like,
of sad.
they weren't going to. fully like understand this album. So I just personally don't think that as good as I think that that album is. I mean, it's probably like one of I mean, maybe my top album at this point. And I don't think that as much as I wanted it to win, it was going to win and it was meant to win. Like, I don't think that was her intention with that. I think it was just to show that she can be like vulnerable, and obviously she is vulnerable in a lot of her songs, but I think it was shown like, okay, well, I'm going to give you this most vulnerable album, and this wasn't for like the mass media. It was for like the Swifties. I don't really even want to call myself a Swiftie anymore because that some of the people in that fandom are so insane. Like that's another thing. So today, or last night or something, Jason Kelsey, or well, not Jason Kelsey, New Heights posted like congratulations to the Eagles, and everyone in there started attacking him about like, oh well, why didn't you tell Travis good job first and like blah blah blah, and most of them were Taylor Swift fans, and I'm like, I don't want to associate myself with you.
It's starting to get crazy and it's sad because and it's kind of funny because Taylor Swift is the one that said like you shouldn't shame people or make fun of people or any of that. Like it's so stupid to hate on people for liking something or like do all that stuff. Like stop, like don't be judgy, don't jump down people's throats and stuff. And that's exactly what a very large part of her fandom is doing. And I don't subscribe to that at all. I think that it's so extreme. It's turning more people against Taylor Swift. Like I'm a substitute teacher. I was in a second grade classroom today, and in one of the classes, one of the girls said like people like obsess over it. I mean, this is second grade, and one of the girls we had this thing, and they were doing math, and it was like, oh, pick a number that's less than 127, and one of the girls said 13, and every boy in the room was like, oh, Taylor Swift number, why you gotta pick that? And it's was like for one thing, it's so unnecessary to hate people for liking Taylor Swift that much. Like
Mhm.
it's so unnecessary. But two, it's their own fault that people hate it so much because people are being so crazy. I'm
Yeah.
starting to hate it.
Like, I can understand why people are like upset about everything related to Taylor Swift and every time she pops up because it's not the people who like genuinely like Taylor Swift that are like causing these issues. It's all these, and I'm not saying that it's these people who hopped on the train during the Eras tour because some of those are very lovely people. Like some of them can be fans from debut and still be obnoxious, but it's just like it feels like it's just becoming very toxic, and I don't think like I mean that's obviously not what she wants as a fandom, but
Yeah,
like I don't know. I just personally feel like it's becoming very toxic. So, I don't know where I was going with that before I got on a tangent about me not wanting to associate as like a Swiftie. But oh, I just feel like that album was more for like the people who have been around for like a longer time or like people who are like, and not even that you have to be around for a long time, but for people who like genuinely like her music and aren't liking her just because she's popular.
yeah,
Like, because there were a ton of people that went to the Eras Tour literally just to say they went to the Eras Tour.
yeah.
And that's part of the reason why tickets were such a nightmare to get because people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is this big thing." And I want to go to say that I went. And
Like what?
I know a few people who did that and who have said to me like I didn't really like her music before. I just wanted to go because I felt like I was missing out. Like, and if
I mean,
you have
sure, but that's not a good reason to go.
yeah, and if you have the money and you want to go see a show, like by all means go because I go to concerts that like I don't really know the artist, but like oh, it would be fun to go. Like and normally they're like country music concerts, but like I'm not saying don't go to concerts if you don't know who's like singing, but I just feel like if you're doing it just to get like the clout or whatever you want to call it, like that's not a good reason to spend thousands of dollars to go.
Yeah. I do want to throw out there though, too, on the topic of like the Swifties and stuff. I'm seeing so much hypocrisy. Like that's the big thing because I'm seeing a stereotype of girls, and this is why I'm kind of feeling like I'm like you're seeing the hostility from men so much is because it's all of these girls being really fucking loud and annoying because they're doing this thing where they'll spout off like support women and be there for women and women like women movement and like I'm a woman, hello, like of course I'm like all for women doing whatever they want, whatever they feel like in life, and not letting anything like let you believe that you can't because you're a woman. Like I'm literally a woman, but you can't go and spout that off and then go and tear down another woman because they want instead of Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift wrote a song about that. How can you say that you're a Taylor Swift fan, that you support all these things if your go-to is to rip people to shreds because they don't agree with what you think and they don't abide by whatever kind of belief system you've designed in your own head, because that is your belief to have and it is your opinions to have and you can have that, but you don't get to tell somebody else that they're wrong for not liking Taylor Swift or for not liking one of her songs or for liking another artist more or for just simply not agreeing with your opinion on something. It's
Yeah,
that is like driving me insane, because where do you get the audacity to think that somehow you are more important than everybody else, that
yeah.
your opinions matter more? Where who told you that that was like an okay thing? Because I sure know it wasn't Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
So,
like when I was in high school, I mean, Midnights came out and I honestly like suppressed like how much like I showed that I like Taylor Swift. Like and then Midnights came out and and it had been a while like since like an actual new album came out, like since what the frick is it called? Evermore. Like it's had been a while and so like I was excited and so like I bought the merch and like whatever and like kind of made it my whole personality honestly. And then people would literally walk up to me in high school and be like, "Well, I don't like Taylor Swift," or "Taylor Swift sucks." And I'm like, "O- "Okay." Like you're entitled to that opinion. Like I literally don't care. Like
well, and that's what's happening at school with some of these kids I'm seeing in second grade is that they're like I'm seeing some like little arguments come out. Like I mean these kids are like 7 and they're having little arguments because there's like there'll be like some little boys that are like they just repeatedly feel the need to like tell these girls like I don't like Taylor Swift. And I'm like guys, we don't it doesn't matter. Like you can like who you want to like and this person can like who they want to like. This doesn't need to be an everyday
yeah.
conversation. What is going on? And in some ways I'm like, why do they care so much they feel the need to say that? But they're also second graders, so they feel the need to tell you that like your tooth looks funny. Like they're second graders.
And I
What they
also
do.
feel like if they hear a friend say that they don't like Taylor Swift or Taylor Swift sucks, they're more likely to be like, "Oh, well, so and so told me that Taylor Swift sucks." So, like, they could not hear a Taylor Swift song ever in their life, and they would be like, "Well, yeah, she sucks." Like,
Yeah, and people do, and once again, like I said, like this is second graders. Like they don't,
yeah.
I mean, like they're going through that age where they kind of argue a little bit over everything.
hmm
So, like,
And I can get behind not.
no, too, just being honest too, and it's a little bit earned, like I said.
Yeah, and I can get behind not liking an artist or saying that you don't like them or whatever. But what I can't get behind is saying that you hate them when they've literally done nothing to you. Like that's about like as parasocial or whatever it's called, as like people like obsessing over her and like thinking that like they're in a relationship with her or something. Like saying that you hate her, like and it only happens like with Taylor Swift. Like I have never walked around and said like I don't, I can't even think of an artist that I mildly dislike right now. But just Beyonce, for example. I like Beyonce. Don't get me wrong. This is just like an example. But I've never walked around and been like, I hate Beyonce. Like, I feel like I only ever hear people say, like, I hate someone when it comes to Taylor Swift. And also, like, that's everyone's response. Like, I'll be like, oh, I like Taylor Swift. And they're like, well, I hate her. Like, how can you hate her? Like, you don't even know her. Like, I don't know. Like, I understand not liking her or not liking her music or not like liking the fact that she's all over the place or whatever. But like hating her is going like far, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like it's putting a lot of energy into such a negative emotion, and it's a little bit sad to see because I just feel like there's a lot of negativity in the world right now, and I feel like that's part of like this really, really big wave of just pure negativity. And like I wish that people could just, instead of like feeling the need to hate on somebody else, like for example, like I'm not a fan of Kanye West. I feel like he did some like not so
I
cool
should have
stuff.
said that. I literally like Beyonce. I don't know why I said Beyonce, but like with the controversy of the Grammys and whatever, that's just like the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, yeah. But like with Kanye, like I don't like what happened with Taylor Swift when she was young, but that was so long ago. I did recently discover the music video that she
Me
was
too.
in, and that actually like really made me uncomfortable, and I can't quite figure out how that was even allowed to be on YouTube because it's a little too realistic and it's kind of
Yeah.
gross. But like I feel like, but I don't say like I hate Kanye. I say I really don't like him. I don't. I really have like I have a lack of respect for like those kinds of things because I feel like there's like values involved in that like doing that to somebody and like trying to depict them like in that way somebody else is just a little bit like I feel like there's like some deeper stuff there, but I still don't go around telling everyone who likes Kanye I hate Kanye. I don't because I
Yeah.
just don't bother wasting my energy on it and I don't bother wasting my time obsessing over how like hating him. Instead I just worry about I like Taylor Swift. I um like Brad Paisley. I like Lainey Wilson. I like Demi Lovato.
Okay. Relocation.
Anyway, but I just put my energy into that, you know? Like I like Maisie Peters. Like I wish that I could afford right now to go see more people live because I like as a musician, I like to watch things. Like at the Eras tour, I really wanted to pay attention to like her stage presence and her dancing and like what she did to interact with the crowd and all of those things and getting to see that. I want to go see Maisie Peters live because I love her stage presence. Like she plays the
Yeah.
guitar but is so like jamming it into it. And I've been really trying to like take some inspiration from that and learn something because I never know what to do with my guitar. Like I play it and I love it, but I don't know how to like be into a song while I'm playing the guitar.
Hmm.
It feels so hard. And she does a great job of it. Now she probably has a choreographer like helping her with that stuff, I would imagine. But like it's still something that I can learn from. So I would love to go see her. But
Yeah.
once again, that is where I put my energy, you know? How can I make my stuff better compared to like some of these artists that I do like? You
Yeah,
know?
and I
And
go see people live because I just like live music and I want to hear them
yeah.
live. Like, I'm obviously no musician, so I'm not taking inspiration from anything, but like, it's still a fun time. And I could never, like, even if I didn't like the music and I still had the like opportunity to go, like, say, like, I don't know, you're out somewhere and there's like a stage set up, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, this sucks. Like, I don't know. I just feel like
Yeah.
people need to put their energy elsewhere.
Yeah. Like I really feel like that is one of the biggest problems these days is just the negativity, you know? People really, really try to dwell on that stuff, you know? Speaking of negativity, I have a few negative thoughts to share, so I'm just gonna segue into that and then probably just zip around on that because, negativity is not a great thing, but every once in a while you need to vent because I need to talk about this Super Bowl because what on earth? What on earth were these people doing? Like, playing football is supposed to be a sport, not a dance. And it looked like they were just like, da 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 da.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes was really sucking it up. It was not good.
And then he looked so sad, and I'm like, dude, you did that. Like, you don't make the face. You did that. That was you. That was you.
Yeah, like this is literally your fault. How do you get sacked 6 times in the same run? Like, it was so bad.
Yeah, like I just Oh my gosh, it was rough and it was sad. And like, and I am not saying that like, oh, they should have won. Like, just being fair, like they just won 2 years in a row. So it's like, okay, yeah, it's about time somebody else won. Like, I can't, it can't be like a stingy jerk and be like, they should have won. But like, I just feel like last year they played better, and I feel like they actually have the ability to play really well. And I just feel like they didn't. And I don't.
No, they were horrible this year. Like literally, like I don't understand how you could be that bad at a Super Bowl. And then like every time Patrick would throw it to someone, they would drop it. Like Travis did not catch it once. Like how
And here's something that I didn't realize, but my brother made the point to tell me today, is that when they started racking up some points at the end, he was like, and he was like, it's because the other team got to 40 points. So they were like, we got this. So they switched out all of their main team for all of their backup people, and we're like, go have some fun, guys. And then they started scoring points.
yeah, that's the only
Guys,
reason they got points is because they threw in like all of their backup players, which is nice because then they all got like a chance to play in the Super Bowl. But I'm like, how do you
it's
suck
nice
that
for them.
bad?
It's nice for them, but that like I just oh. But it was funny. Me and Connor were talking about it, and he was like, I was like, hey, you know what? Travis Kelsey may have lost the Super Bowl, but he still wins because he gets to go home to Taylor Swift at least.
Well, everyone's like, Taylor's gonna break up with.
Oh my gosh, I heard that too. I think my mom even made a joke. She was like, Taylor doesn't date losers, and she was like, well, actually, that's about all her track record has been. So there's that. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, no, I was like, oh
okay,
gosh, like I just don't. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's someone wide open, and Patrick Mahomes just goes to run the ball. Like, why aren't we throwing the ball?
well. I, yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean,
not a big football person, but I know that you should throw the ball if someone's open. So,
yeah, like I don't know much about football, but even I knew that like they weren't doing like half the time I was just like, what are you doing? Like sometimes it just seemed like they were like kind of hanging there a little bit too long, or like it was like it just seemed like they were running slowly. Like, is it just me?
yeah, I don't, yeah, like, it was bad. It was not good.
It's where I really start to wonder if the whole thing is staged and rigged and planned ahead. Like it does qualify as entertainment, so that would be a completely legal thing to happen, is for it to all be planned out ahead of time, and I wouldn't be surprised. But what makes me sad is, can you imagine spending your entire life making all that sacrifice of all of that time, all of that effort, working your butt off, getting like enduring serious injuries, and doing all this forever, all to work up to the Super Bowl. And when you finally get to the top and you're in the NFL and it's like the big times, it's all fake? What if that's true? Can you imagine that being your lifelong goal and it was all fake the whole time? Because if I make it someday as a singer and I found out that all of those award shows are fake and it doesn't matter and doesn't matter how good you are, I would lose my mind and I would cry and I would never crawl out of the hole. How do they do it?
I'm sure they know if it's fake, though. Like,
Well, by the time they get there, probably.
yeah. No, it's just wild. Like, it's so wild. But yeah, they were not good. The Eagles played so good. It was funny because I had like a green sweater on and I was like, I'm rooting for the Eagles. And mom, and so like they would get a touchdown. And I'm like, no. And mom's like, I thought you were rooting for the Eagles. And I'm like, oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
at least Taylor Swift was winning either way.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. And then at one point I changed like my clothes because the Chiefs were losing so bad. And then they like continued to lose. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. And went back and changed into my green sweater.
You were like, I'm switching back. I'm
And
not.
and then I walked out and I was like, I knew they were gonna win all along. Yeah. Anyways, it was kind of a nightmare. But
So I'm just kind of bummed that, like, selfishly, I'm bummed we didn't get to see Taylor Swift for now onto the field to see him at all or anything. That was so much fun last year watching, like, on Twitter all the pictures coming through of the after party and all that stuff. Like, as a
uh-huh.
Swiftie, that was like the peak of our lives. It was so much fun. I think I just saw
Yeah,
that
like
one.
I was so sad she didn't go on the field.
Yeah,
It's
that
fine.
would. But we got it last year. We can't be greedy.
Yeah. All right, we are running out of time. So,
Yeah, everybody at the time I got to be going, and yeah, sad.
yeah. So look out for that special guest.
Next week.
And yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had fun. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day for those who celebrate.
Go
Not
hug
me.
your lover and kiss your girlfriends.
Yeah, not me. Can't relate.
Mwah. I'm your girlfriend. What about me? I'm your wife. Mwah.
You
Thank you.
are, but you got a boyfriend, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, but you're better. Wait till he listens to this. He won't be surprised. Let's be honest, though. He'll be like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
he
that's fair."
knows.
He knows.
He knows. All right. Talk to you guys later. See you next week. I said talk to you guys later, like I'm talking to you, but I kind of am.
Kinda.
All
See you
right.
next week. Mwah.
Love you.
Bye. Love you. Mwah.
Bye.